Hey guys, and welcome. In today's video, we actually got something really unexpected today from Battlefield themselves, and that is the Battlefield Portal editor. Like, we got it on the website. Now, DICE and Battlefield themselves have tweeted out, or put on their website as well, a whole look at what the editor is going to be like within Battlefield Portal. I've had a little look through it, a little bit complicated for me, but again, it's nothing we can't learn in this case. But again, it's really, really detailed with everything you can do. When they said you can script things, literally from spawning into the game, every particular action you do in that game can be scripted to do something else, and it's way more customizable than I ever thought it would be. And yeah, it's a lot of thought has gone into this. So today I wanted to walk you through exactly what it was, not go through everything in too much detail because it is quite a long-winded process to have a look and dive into, but I wanted to take you guys through and show you guys what to expect in Battlefield Portal and just the different things you can do. So I presume there'll be some sort of like market or server browser for you to be able to go on and download and play this, similar to what Forge used to do on Halo, where you could go onto like the community tab, download all of the different ones that you wanted to. Like, you've got Duck Hunt, you've got Hide and Seek, you've got stuff like that. You could download whatever you wanted to and play it whenever you wanted to. I presume that's how it's going to work, and for the people out there which are a little bit more skilled and up to knowledge with what to do on this, I'm sure they're going to make some really cool game modes. But guys, before we do jump into the video, I'd really appreciate it if you would take a second of your time to go down below and drop a like on today's video. It'd be really, really appreciated. Again, it only takes a second of your time. It's completely free and it helps me out a lot. And of course, if you are brand new to the channel and you like what you see and you want to see more content around Battlefield and other games in general, do consider subscribing to the channel as well. Much appreciated. But anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So when jumping onto the website, of course, I'll leave all the links in the description, by the way. You're greeted with this screen right here, where you start with choosing your game mode, map rotation, game mode details, and then you go into a couple of different modifiers and restrictions for weapons and vehicles. So again, we'll choose free for all in this case, just so we've got a list of all of the maps as well. Map rotation, again, these are all of the maps that are going to be in the game, which again, there's a lot of them, to be fair. Cool thing about this as well is that if you just wanted to play smaller maps on Portal, you could just drag them in to a map rotation thing, and you just have all of these maps in a complete rotation and put them in different orders as well. Even if you wanted just the big maps, you could just add the big maps in. It's so simple and so cool. Anyway, on to the next one, game mode details. Again, you can choose the amount of players that you've gone to the game. You can also choose how many people per squad you've got as well. Again, going into this, modifiers for gameplay, so friendly fire and things along those lines, damage multipliers, so if a weapon, if you want it to be more powerful than typically would be in a game, or if a weapon is really overpowered in multiplayer, you can tune it yourself in here, like by 0.1 or so, to make it like less powerful. It's actually mad what you can do, to be fair. Again, all that sort of stuff. The soldier, again, you can do the same thing. Again, you can choose if a soldier wants to go down, instantly die, or can crawl when they're down, so essentially like a battle royale, which is interesting in itself. Prone as well, you can choose different fall damage things and loads of different options here as well. Vehicles too, you can also choose if you have spawn delays, vehicle health in general, health regeneration, if you can exit vehicles, or if you can have to stay into a vehicle for the whole game. Again, loads of different things like general user interface and stuff like that, so you could really turn it all off. So you could turn the HUD off, the minimap off, compass off, everything, could just have a proper realistic experience. Realistic in quotation marks, of course. And of course, the AI, this is one of the most interesting parts as well. You can of course change the AI to be up to 128 players, which is mental. And then of course you can choose the difficulty from advanced, intermediate, or beginner. And then if you want it to, the AIs to have the same settings to what you chose in the previous one, you can keep this ticked. If not, you can individually choose what you want for your AI. Really, really cool as well. The next one is of course going into what we have in Battlefield at the moment. Now, these are the modes they're going to be within Portal. So we've got Battlefield 2042, Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 1942. So again, really, really interesting and really, really cool. So for the sake of it, I'll go with Bad Company 2 for this one. So these are the characters that we get for Bad Company 2. Again, they are taken straight from the game, so they are a little bit cartoonier than what you typically would. These are obviously straight out of Bad Company 2, so these are a little bit more, not cartoony, but not as high quality as the 2042 ones. And of course, these are all the weapons that were in that game, the weapons that we'll be able to use in Portal. If you just wanted it snipers only, you could just leave snipers ticked and untick everything else. It is as simple as that. If you just wanted assault rifles, you could untick those and then untick everything else. Again, it's entirely up to you what you want on this mode. This is your mode. This is up to you. And yeah, really, really cool. Again, the same with attachments. You can do the exact same thing. So it's got all of the ammo types, all of the different mags and barrels and sights and stuff like that. You can, again, untick the ones you don't want in the game and just have, for example, ACOG sights, or just have suppressors on or stuff like that. Again, really interesting. The customization's amazing. Again, the Bad Company weapons, vehicles, and stuff like that. So if you just wanted tanks, untick everything else and just have the tanks there as well. And the same with gadgets. You can do all of this too, untick what you didn't want, and all of it from the game is in here too. So again, really exciting for that too. Now this is where we get into the big boy stuff, and this is the rule editor. Now the rule editor is a quite complex thing. I've had a look at it. I need to put some more time into it to really understand exactly what's going on with the rule editor, because for me, I've got no fucking clue. I don't know what all of this is, and it is quite confusing when looking at it, and it can be quite intimidating to look at as well. So what happens is when you click onto these, they bring up loads of different subcategories, and these subcategories will essentially have commands within them. Again, they are very simplified commands, of course, which you can just drag to the different area here, and you can make your own mode. Again, a good way to look at this and a good way to learn exactly what it is, if you right click and go to help, it will show you and give you explanations as to exactly what everything is. Now here it goes into detail and shows you that this is, I believe, when an enemy gets a kill, it will end the game if the score gets to a specific amount. So if team deathmatch, for example, if an enemy gets the final kill, it will end the game because it's reached the maximum score limit, and then give you the players rewards and stuff like that. That's essentially what this one is about, but we'll go over it anyway in a little bit of detail, just so we have covered it here as well. So the rule blocks, they're triggered from an in-game event. When an event triggers, the block will check if its condition has been met and then execute all of the actions. So the block, being the purple one, will check to see if all of the conditions in this blue box have been met. Again, I'm not a coder. I don't do this. Like I'm not very knowledgeable about this, but again, just reading into the actions here. So if all of the conditions within inside this rule block have been met, then of course it will then execute and the event will trigger. For example, of course, if a player reaches the maximum score in a game, it will then trigger the in-game event. So it will give you the team ID and the player name, of course, for who's done that, and for to give you like a podium or a shout out. It's fairly straightforward, really. You've just got to have a play around with it, and it can be quite intimidating to look at. But again, there are loads of different things going into sort of, for example, here, the types of rule block events: ongoing, on player died, on player deployed, on player join game, on player leave game, etc. There are loads of different ones that you can go into here. And again, on the left hand side, you can click into all of these different things here, and it gives you loads of different stuff as well as to what you can play around with and things along those lines. And again, there's a logic, gameplay, event payloads as well, arrays, math. I don't like math. Players, user interface, stuff like that, and obviously you got your variables, and yeah, just loads of different stuff. To be honest, again, I need to, as I mentioned, really find out how to do this, and I'm sure there's gonna be loads of different tutorials on YouTube of how to do this sort of stuff, because for me, I've got no clue. But again, it just shows the amount of different things you can do in this, and it looks like it really does go in depth with this game mode, and I'm really happy that they've taken it seriously, because I kind of thought the Portal would be like not like a Call of Duty Customs games where it's just like menus you can sort of tick. I thought that the previous settings where you could just adjust damage and stuff was it, but no. It definitely, of course, it's not. You can actually script whatever you want to script. Really cool. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Again, I just wanted to showcase to you guys what it was about. Leave it in the description, make you aware of what's going on with it as well. Of course, later on today as well, we should hear some feedback around Battlefield Portal, and obviously the people that have play tested it, and see if they've been able to script anything and create any game modes that we can play on day one. So yeah, really interested to see how that goes as well. But guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, drop a like if you have, and let me know what you think down below of this. It's a bit complicated. It will take a little bit of getting used to, but once we have the tutorials out and we have some information on how we can do it and essentially what things mean and simple ways of doing stuff, it will make things a hell of a lot easier. But guys, as I said, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.